most divorces are a painful process, but they can also be less difficult if you avoid common mistakes along the way. So here to share some likely pitfalls is one of Portland's leading divorce attorneys, Jody Stahancyk. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Delighted to be here with both of you.
So many people go through divorce, and there's so many people make mistakes along the way. So let's talk about the most common mistakes that you've seen in your practice.
Well, the most common mistake is lack of preparation. Now, you think that 50% of all people are going to go through a divorce. A divorce is about dividing up assets. And yet people routinely, especially women, find it unfeminine to know about their finances, and so they deliberately ignore it. If you sign a tax return, make sure you ask what the questions, what does this mean? How does this work? Check the mail when it comes in. Know the names of the banks. Don't be ignorant.
Right.
Ignorance is not bliss.
Now, how can someone hurt their case actually before talking to an attorney? You know, sometimes people get a little hot-headed, very emotional in cases early. How can they hurt their case actually before they consult an attorney?
Well, number one, they could hit their spouse. In this state, if you hit your spouse, whether you're a man or a woman, and some women have found that hauling off and slapping the guy ends up hauling them out of the house, and that has ramifications about when you go for custody. Number two, you can talk too much. You can share the strategy of your case. One of the things that women regularly forget is that when they're divorcing, their husband is no longer their best friend. He is not their financial advisor, and they don't want to be, they want to listen to him, but they want to remember they're their own best friend.
And this is a business situation too, right?
That's right. You know, women tend to look at divorces and say this is about emotion.
Right.
This is about principle. Well, neither emotion nor principle help you at the checkout stand at the grocery store. This is about business. This is about change. And hiding one's head doesn't make it go away.
It's well publicized, the Alec Baldwin case right now that's going on television. Tell us about your take on that.
Well, my take on that is that the person who leaked that, which is probably the mother.
It was Kim Basinger, yeah.
Showed her hand. I want every listener out there to imagine their 11-year-old daughter is to be picked up at the mall. She isn't on time. They're worried. How are they going to react?
Right.
Now, the mother in this case probably is narcissistic, probably has very little empathy. And the saddest part of all is that in the end, Ms. Basinger will find that her relationship with her daughter will suffer. And if Mr. Baldwin can simply wait, make his apologies, he'll be the one who will end up being the relationship with the child.
You know, you talked about the idea that this is a business deal.
Yes.
And oftentimes women are ruled by their emotions. And one of the things, it seems to me, I mean, I have a friend going through divorce, is she wants her husband to still like her.
Well, the reason men like their wives is they respect them. If they liked you, they'd probably still be married to you. So all you can ask for is respect. Women tend to hold hands and share power and think, if I offer you a cookie, you'll turn it down because you'll know there's only one cookie. You offer a guy a cookie and he says, great, I'll take it. And so we have two different ways of looking at this. And women play directly, they continue to play the rules they're used to, which is fine if you're divorcing a woman. But if you're divorcing a man, you probably better get in there and figure out when you offer him the cookie, he's just going to take it.
The cookie.
What about cases of unfaithfulness here?
Unfaithfulness is, we have no fault divorce, but it still matters. You know, there's nothing like a woman scorned. Well, there's nothing like a man scorned. And if you're having an affair, you can assume the other person's going to be twice as irate, much more likely to have their feelings hurt. The problem with divorce is it moves us back to high school. And in high school, you felt things so intensely, and you guys break their hands on the lockers and the girls go hysteria. Well, At 45, it doesn't look quite as cute, and it's sort of embarrassing, but it's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, does it affect, when it comes to child custody,
Absolutely. Women are often very, very disappointed to learn that the fact you birthed them and breastfed them doesn't make you necessarily the person who's going to get custody. And if you've been having an affair, there is an assumption that you were preferring to be with someone else than do your role as a custodial parent. The other thing that happens is there's still a double standard. Men still open doors for women. Men still can't hit women. And women shouldn't be having affairs because they're looked at much differently than men. And we can say it's not true, but we're creatures of our environment.
What if you hear about situations too where people just want to hurry up and I'll sign anything. Whatever you put in front of me, I'll sign it.
Well, those people usually within 6 months are so outrageously angry that the anger alone destroys their life. This is the biggest business deal that you'll ever make. When a woman who's an at-home mother gets divorced, she has to see this like her severance package, because this is all the money she's probably going to get, especially if she's not trained. Alimony is tenuous at best, and it doesn't increase over time. And unless you're willing to go out and become the breadwinner and run your own life, then you may very well see the world pass you by.
Well, and more women are the breadwinners in their family.
Yes, they are.
And they're finding that that's a whole new situation, isn't it?
Right. Women are don't realize they have to pay alimony. If your husband is the homemaker and takes care of the children, he'll be receiving alimony, custody of the children, and you'll be living on the other side.
In an apartment.
In an apartment.
Yeah. We want to tell folks that you have a speech at OHSU. We want to tell folks about that. We're going to put the information on our website. It's on Saturday at 7:30 at the Oregon Convention Center. We'll put the information on our website, as we said, and we also want to give away 2 pair of tickets to your conference. And how about we give those away to callers like 16 and 17. Each get a pair of tickets here. Thank you so much. Extremely informative.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Great.
Could you lose a small child in the messiness of your current bedroom closet? I know I can at my house. Up next, and you saw the pictures too, by the way, Helen. Up next.